One of the biggest questions right now is why doesn't Goku revive Bardock? It's been asked ever since the Bardock special and more recently with the release of the Dragon Ball Minus manga. This video was suggested by Mr. Lucasti on our Discord server, and if you want to join in on unique Dragon Ball discussions, you're welcome to join our Discord. The link is down in the description. Now before we get to the main question, we need to determine whether Bardock went to heaven or hell in Dragon Ball. Bardock, like all Saiyans, was a heartless murderer who enjoyed his job of planetary genocide. Now you might be thinking, Frieza made him kill races and destroy planets. He can't blame him for that. Well, Bardock didn't ever regret the things he did for work. The Bardock special isn't good versus evil, it's evil versus greater evil. He had no problems working for Frieza as we saw him enjoying the siege of Kanasa. It wasn't until he gained the ability to see the future that he tried to change his people's future by attempting to kill Frieza. This isn't a good act, but it is a noble one. It's not that he realised the evil of his actions, he was instead angry that he'd been betrayed, so it's just rebellion. But what else could you do when you know of such a grim future? If Bardock had killed Frieza, then it's likely the Saiyans would have continued to decimate civilizations because that's what they'd done before Frieza, but then after Frieza it would only be for their own gain. Interestingly, years later, Toriyama gave Bardock a reboot. In Dragon Ball Super Broly and Dragon Ball Minus, Bardock seemed a more warm-hearted individual compared to the average Saiyan. He suddenly had sentiment. He cared for Kakarot's well-being and wanted to protect him. However, this doesn't change the fact that he was definitely evil, and his post-retcon self still would have gone to hell. However, the only person confirmed in hell is Frieza, as that's all we've seen in Super. Yes, there were some filler scenes in Dragon Ball Z anime where Frieza, King Cold and Cell had their bodies, but this just didn't happen in the manga and contradicts what's written there. Bardock hasn't met Goku because, according to Z chapter 273, if you go to hell, you lose your body. They become a cloud, which is a spirit. There's simply no reason why King Yemma would have kept Bardock in his body, as Frieza's genocide of the Saiyans was years before Goku got involved with the gods. By the time Goku was killed by Raditz, it's likely Bardock and the rest of the Saiyans had already been reincarnated, meaning they ceased to exist, making it impossible for them to meet. So based on what happened to Bardock, you might ask, why did Vegeta get to keep his body? Wasn't he also evil? Well, although Vegeta kept his body after his sacrifice, it wasn't because he was good or a hero. King Yemma, rather than sending him to hell, kept his soul at the check-in station if he maybe needed to fight Buu again. Piccolo explained to Vegeta that one heroic act doesn't counterbalance a lifetime of evil acts. His final act of sacrificing himself wasn't enough to reconcile his murderous crimes. The next thing to determine is whether Bardock can be revived from hell using the Dragon Balls. Well, the good news is, there doesn't seem to be a limit on how long a single individual can be dead before the Dragon Balls aren't able to wish them back. However, with a group of several individuals, there is a limitation. Kami stated in the Frieza saga that there is a 1-year limit for reviving groups of people with the Earth Dragon Balls. It was possible to revive those killed by Frieza in the recent happenings on Namek, but it was impossible to revive the Saiyans killed earlier by Frieza. This is one reason why Vegeta and Goku never revived their race. It's impossible all at once. It's only possible to revive one individual at a time, but that's utterly ridiculous! Could you imagine them gathering the Dragon Balls every year and then just reviving one Saiyan at a time? You know how many years that would take, even if there was only a couple of thousand of them? However, there is also a consideration that makes reviving Bardock difficult. Because decades have passed, it's also likely that all the Saiyans' souls don't exist anymore. Due to Dragon Ball using reincarnation from Buddhism, it's highly likely all the Saiyans' souls were reincarnated decades before now. When they rocked up at the check-in station, King Yemma would have had their souls purged when Goku was still an infant. Their purged souls would have been reincarnated into completely new beings. Therefore, Bardock's soul doesn't exist anymore. Another consideration is that when someone is revived, they come back in the state of when they died. Bardock died through disintegration in Frieza's energy ball, so he might be brought back as tiny pieces. Therefore, the wish would need to state that Bardock must be revived in his original humanoid body, and another condition to note is that if Bardock was somehow revived, he would appear where Planet Vegeta used to be, and then die quickly without oxygen. So there would need to be a second wish to move him to Earth after being revived. Therefore, a dragon with the 3 wish capability is needed. However, the Super Dragon Balls can grant any wish, so theoretically it is possible to revive Bardock with them. But would Goku find all these Dragon Balls just to revive a man he never knew? There's only a slim chance. But Super Episode 93 gave a slight chance for Bardock's revival. When Goku went to Hell to see Frieza, King Yemma basically said Frieza's soul should have been reincarnated, but since Frieza didn't repent yet, King Yemma couldn't do anything. Perhaps Frieza is a special case, and I doubt post-retcon Bardock had resisted repenting this long. So based on all this, why doesn't Goku revive Bardock? Well, Goku doesn't know about his father and he doesn't have the desire to meet his parents. Goku considers Grandpa Gohan and Master Roshi as his own father figures. The only true family member Goku knew was Raditz, and after all he did, Goku wouldn't ever want to bring back a Saiyan. Another point is Goku would mop the floor with Bardock. He likes Vegeta, Caulifla, Kale, Cabba and Broly as they are super strong Saiyans like him, but Bardock is weak at 10,000 battle power. But if the story evolved that Bardock was a great fighter or he could teach Goku a new special technique, he probably would think about it. In Dragon Ball, only relevant characters are ever brought back and Bardock simply isn't one of them. Look at King Kai. Even after begging Goku for years, Goku still hasn't revived him, because he's not relevant in Super. The same goes for Vegeta. He also doesn't care about his original race and never did that much anyways. When Vegeta originally found out about the Dragon Balls, he didn't want to revive his race, as he was only concerned with his own power and becoming immortal. In the Buu saga, Vegeta began to care about his family and friends, and this means he's even less interested in the original Saiyans. Vegeta also knew how weak his father was, so there's no point in reviving him. And finally, the nail in the coffin on this issue was found in the Psycho Jump March 2014 Super Q&A. Toriyama was being interviewed by a mega fan of Bardock, which is the amazing manga artist Naho Uishi. Toriyama noted how Uishi really likes Bardock as a character. Uishi is just like so many fans today. Uishi was the person who also proclaimed how excited she was to draw a Bardock What If story in the Dragon Ball episode of Bardock Super Kanzenban release. However, Toriyama dropped the bomb on her that Bardock is too weak to be of any contribution to the story, and this was even before Super started. He went on to say that apart from flashbacks or other things said in the past, the chances of ever seeing Bardock are slim. Oh, what a bummer! I'm gonna have to write my own fan manga! Oh, and don't worry guys, I'm not gonna be writing my own one. We're gonna do either Multiverse, we're going to do either Dragon Ball AF or we're going to do Dragon Ball Zeroverse. So just the established ones. So don't unsubscribe. Last videos, hashtag Ender's winner is 99 Mr. Rip. Congratulations to you and thanks to everyone who watches my videos all the way through till the end. And if you made it this far, comment down below hashtag Enders for your chance to get featured at the end of the next video. And also guys, remember to like and subscribe, and also if you missed it, check out this video up here on why didn't Goku revive Grandpa Gohan. Thanks, Kai Kai.